On the EA exam, you're expected to know what IRS written guidance can and can't do. Some guidance is meant for everyone, like revenue rulings and revenue procedures. Other guidance is case-specific, like technical advice memoranda and private letter rulings. The trick is spotting who asked for it, when it applies, and who it binds. That's how you pick the right answer fast. Start with revenue rulings versus revenue procedures. A revenue ruling is the IRS telling you its position on how the law applies to a fact pattern. A revenue procedure is more like the instruction manual, how to comply, how to request something, or the steps to follow under that position. Both come out of the national office and get published in the Internal Revenue Bulletin, so they're real guidance, just not court binding. Here's the exam trap. Revenue rulings and revenue procedures are not binding on the tax court or any other U.S. court. They can be persuasive, but a judge can ignore them. Still, they matter a lot in practice because following published guidance can help you avoid accuracy-related penalties. Also notice the numbering. Revenue Ruling 2024-1 means the first revenue ruling issued in 2024. Now shift to Technical Advice Memoranda, or TAMs. A TAM is written guidance from the IRS Office of Chief Counsel, but it's requested by the IRS, typically an IRS director, when a tough issue pops up during an exam or in appeals. The big timing clue? TAMs deal with closed transactions. In other words, something already happened, and the IRS needs technical direction on the right treatment. The classic TAM-style fact pattern is something like the holiday ham versus gift certificate issue. The company tried to treat grocery gift certificates as a de minimis fringe benefit. The IRS said no. Gift certificates are basically cash equivalents, so they're taxable wages and subject to payroll taxes. On the EA exam, that's a reminder that TAMs often resolve very specific, very practical disputes that arise mid-audit. Private letter rulings, or PLRs, flip the script. A PLR is requested by the taxpayer, not the IRS, and it's usually for a proposed transaction, before it's completed or before the return is filed, so the taxpayer can get clarity up front. The key legal effect. A PLR is binding on the IRS, but only for that taxpayer, and only if the taxpayer fully described the facts and then did the transaction exactly as described. 2 more PLR exam points. First, PLRs are published after redacting private information, so you'll see them cited, but you can't rely on someone else's PLR as binding authority for your client. Second, they're expensive. Think 5 figures and up per request. So in real life, PLRs are used when the dollars or the risk justify it, like a complex IRA or trust move where a wrong step could be disastrous. Which of the following IRS pronouncements have the highest authority? Your options include advice posted on the official IRS website, official IRS publications, revenue rulings, and private letter rulings. Remember to think what's published as official IRS interpretation for everyone versus helpful explanations or one taxpayer only. Think about it. The best answer is revenue rulings. They're official IRS interpretations of the code published for general guidance, so they carry more precedential weight than website advice or IRS publications. A tempting wrong answer is private letter rulings because they sound formal, but a PLR binds the IRS only for the taxpayer who requested it, not as broad authority for everyone else. Which statement is correct regarding the legality of revenue rulings and revenue procedures? The choices include, they're not binding in court, only revenue rulings are binding, they're binding in tax court but not district court, or they're binding in court. This is a favorite exam distinction, IRS guidance versus what a judge must follow. Think about it. The correct answer is that revenue rulings and revenue procedures are not binding in court. Courts may find them persuasive, but they don't have to follow them. The tempting wrong answer is that they're binding in tax court because students assume IRS guidance controls tax cases. It doesn't. Courts follow statutes, regulations, and precedent, not IRS pronouncements.